Welcome back, my dear students of class 9. And in the previous video of the chapter, that why do we fall ill is being discussed. And now let us discuss about the diseases. In the previous video, you have already looked up the video lecture about the classification of diseases, health issues, and other some introductory topics. My dear students, now come on the some diseases as classified on the basis of the time span, that is the acute and chronic, and on the basis of whether diseases are by birth or by acquiring any disease in the after birth, that are called congenital and acquired respectively. Dear students, some examples that have been given to acute and chronic diseases that is already given, and now come to the diseases like congenital. Congenital diseases are the by birth, like Down syndrome, Turner syndrome, color blindness, hemophilia. Somehow polio may be by birth or may be acquired. Let us discuss about some acquired diseases. Dear students, the acquired diseases are after birth diseases in the human life, and that get acquired by the different types of the sources. As you know, the sources are the animals, sources may be animals, human, garbage, sewer lines, and other unclean places. So these places and these sources are the creator of the diseases in the human life. Dear student, in this topic diseases, you will learn about especially about the acquired diseases. Let us discuss some acquired diseases. Diseases like acquired, whether they are communicable or non-communicable, that is going to be discussed. Now let us see the example of some communicable diseases. My dear students, in the communicable diseases, the first one is that is flu. Flu is called as influenza. That is influenza. Medically it is called influenza, and it is caused by the influenza virus, which is a member of the corona family virus. It is a member of corona family virus. As far as the structure of the virus of flu is concerned, it is having a ball-like structure. It is having a ball-like structure. This is the ball of corona. The name corona derived from the natural happening, that is a solar eclipse. That solar eclipse is presented by the outer lining of this sun, and this outer lining is called corona. That is why the name of this family is called corona. It is just like the corona. Dear students, these corona family viruses are having several arms. These are having several arms, and these arms are having the different types of the proteins. Different types of the caps are there. There may be the caps, and these caps are of different types of the proteins. inside this, there will be the RNA thread. There will be the RNA thread which is filled inside it. RNA, ribonucleic acid, and these are the proteins. These are the proteins. Dear students, this is the common coronavirus, and as far as the influenza virus is concerned, this is the first virus which came 100 years back in the world, and it was responsible for the spreading the flu throughout the world, and that was the first virus which was so lethal that 20 lakh people was died at that time in the whole world, and its vaccine is also available for the purposes of vaccination in the world. At that time vaccination was taken place, and the vaccine was available in 1955, just after a long time of spreading this virus. Dear students, this RNA virus is responsible for the disturbing the cell metabolism of human mainly respiratory tract, and this is very effective in the respiratory organ, in the respiratory tract, because of its mode of the spread is, that is through droplets and through surface transfer. This is the disease which is transferable from human to human through surface transfer or through air contact or through physical contact. Dear student, this virus is it was introduced first in 100 years back, and these are having the specific proteins. These proteins are nowadays the COVID came, and this COVID is having this protein that is called the spike protein. So by the help of this protein, this virus is able to enter into the human cell, and when it enters into the human cell, then the RNA get involved in the cell physiology of the human in the respiratory tract, and there will be the several symptoms of the infection of this virus, and the symptoms are fever, headache, sneezing, cough, cold, etc. These are the different symptoms, and pneumonia also. So these are the symptoms of this viral infection. If any toddler and infants, newborn child, toddler, infants get infected with this flu virus, then that child may suffer from this severe infection that is called pneumonia. Pneumonia is the condition when the person or child feels difficulty in the breathing. There will be the filling of the different chemicals inside the lung of that person, and the bronchial tracts get congested by the filling of this one chemicals, different types of chemical. If this is lung, this lung will be filled with this chemical, and the breathing problem will be there with the patient of this pneumonia. Side by side, head fever, headache, sneezing, coughing, cold, etc. will be there as the body response. Dear students, to prevent the infection of influenza, mouth should be covered with a mask. And proper distance has to be maintained from the people to people. Another thing is neatness and cleanliness, proper sanitation. that has to be taken care, and proper treatment of this infection like antibiotics, antipyretic, antipyretic, means paracetamol, antibiotic means antibiotic for to check the secondary infection, and anti-allergic medicines are there which are very effective in this. Apart from this treatment, there should be the vaccination should be there, and by the providing this vaccination to the people, our human society get prevented from the influenza virus and influenza infection. My dear students, come to the second disease, and that disease is the hepatitis. This is again a communicable disease. And this is the disease of this hepatitis is the disease of the liver. So let us discuss about the hepatitis. प्यारे बच्चों, dear students, this hepatitis is of several types. Hepatitis A, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, hepatitis E. Several types of the hepatitis are there because of the induction of these several kinds of the viruses of this family. And this is the DNA virus. This is the DNA virus. This is this RNA. This is having RNA, and the name of the virus is human hepatitis A, HAV, HBV, HCV, HEV. So these are the name of the viruses: HAV, HBV, HCV, and HEV. These are the name of the viruses. My dear students, the DNA virus, this hepatitis B, that is having the DNA, and it gets spread with the different means. Like saliva, sneezing, coughing. But this hepatitis A, this is a waterborne disease. It gets spread through the unhygienic water, and these C, E, etc. and B is spread through blood, needles, contact with saliva, nasal flow. So the spread of this should be like this. This is with the contaminated food. Contaminated food means unhygienic food. So this virus is again very dangerous. And dear students, hepatitis, if you are seeing a word that is itis, I-T-I-S, you have to know it as that this is the inflammatory conditions. Inflammatory conditions means inflammation in a particular organ is called itis. Inflammation in a particular organ, like if in a hepatic organ, that is the liver, that is called hepatitis. The bone inflammation, that is arthritis. the meningeal inflammation, that is meningitis, encephalon inflammation, that is encephalitis. So wherever itis is there, you have to understand that there is the inflammation, inflammatory conditions. And dear student, the inflammatory conditions are 4 types. These are 4 types: redness in that particular place, infected place; heat, that particular place will be heat, will have the more temperature; swelling in that particular organ or at that particular wound; and pain will be there. So if any condition of these 4 conditions will be there, then that will be called the itis. So hepatitis is the example of the inflammation of liver. Dear students, HIV, hepatitis A, that is a particularly specific jaundice, and the symptom of these diseases are fever, headache, yellow urine, colorless stool. Because of the action of these viruses on the liver, the blood gets mixed with the bilirubin. The blood gets mixed with the bile or bilirubin. Bilirubin is a bile which gets mixed in the blood inside the liver, and the blood will be yellow. Because of the blood will be yellow, the urine color will be yellow. And because of the disturbed metabolism of liver, then that bilirubin will not go into the intestine. Therefore, the stool will be colorless. And fever, headache, loss of appetite. It is called anorexia. Loss of appetite, that is called anorexia. That is another symptom of this disease. So, dear students, to prevent further prevention of these diseases, again vaccination is there. Vaccination is there, and vaccination, that is the main treatment. This will be the prophylactic treatment for the availability of the proper antibodies in the body, so that these viruses can be cured. Otherwise, in simple jaundice, hepatitis A, there will be other medicines also which control the infection in the liver and act as the antiviral drugs. So, dear students, this is all about the hepatitis, and this hepatitis can be cured by the process of vaccination as well as the therapeutic treatment. Dear students, if any drug is given after the disease, then that will be called the therapeutic use. That is therapy or therapeutic. And if anything is given before the disease, like vaccination, that will be called the prophylactic. So, if you see the uses of a drug on the particular drug, either prophylactic or therapeutic. So, therapeutic doses are there for the treatment of diseases like hepatitis, influenza, etc. Dear students, come to the third disease, and this third disease is, that is the peptic ulcer. That is a bacterial disease. I have given this example of the viral disease. Now come to the some diseases like peptic ulcers, and this peptic ulcer is caused by a bacteria, especially peptic ulcer. So this peptic ulcer is caused by the bacteria, that is Helicobacter pylori. This bacteria is responsible for the peptic ulcer in the gastrointestinal tract of human. Dear students, if you see the structure of the GI tract of human, you see that there is stomach, in the stomach, there will be the hydrochloric acid, and this hydrochloric acid, this is HCl. Some cells are there in the inner lining, some cells are there, and these cells are responsible for the secretion of HCl, mucus, and pepsin. So this pepsin causes the peptic ulcer, and if bacterial infection is there, like Helicobacter pylori, that is found in the GI tract of human, then there will be the chances of the wound inside it. That is the wound. If wound is there, then that wound will be more due to the secretion of this pepsin. And if the wound that is due to this pepsin and this Helicobacter pylori combined, then that wound will be called as the peptic ulcer inside the GI tract, inside the stomach, inside the intestine of human. Especially this is found in the stomach of the human. So dear students, you have to know about the importance of taking care of the this peptic ulcer, that is very common, and the therapeutic treatment of this peptic ulcer is providing antibiotics, providing H2 blockers, you can say HCl blockers, and some other medicines has to be given as a therapeutic use, like sucralfate. So these are the medicines which are able to prevent the patient from this disease that is called peptic ulcer. Regular treatment of this Helicobacter pylori will be there. If that bacteria get eradicated from the stomach, then the problem of peptic ulcer will be taken care of. My dear student, one natural therapy is there, and that natural therapy is called use of the garlic. This garlic will take care of the bacteria. Regular use of garlic. This garlic will kill this bacteria, Helicobacter pylori, in the stomach, and that person will not suffer from the peptic ulcer. So dear student, you have to know these 3 types of diseases in this video. Thank you for watching this video. Be regular with my videos. You will be able to learn more and more about the diseases and its prevention. Thank you very much for watching this video.